Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryne, your host, and I'm welcoming you to my review of In Good Company from 2004. Now, for those who don't know, In Good Company was a comedy that was produced by the Wentz brothers, but directed by one Wentz, and his name was Paul Wentz. Now, the Wentz brothers I've covered in a movie called About a Boy, which the both of them have directed. This movie, one of them tackles along. I feel like these guys are like the Coen brothers in comedy. They know how to do comedy well, similar to the Coen brothers knowing how to do dramas and action films. This one, I feel like, is not as strong as About a Boy. That movie was a masterpiece compared to this, and that one landed on my 10 best list of last year. So, yeah, In Good Company, the movie stars Dennis Quaid, Scarlett Johansson, and Topher Grace. The movie also has Margie Hellenberger, David Paymer, Philip Baker Hall, and a small brief role by Colleen Camp. I'll talk about her character in the movie before I'm going to talk about her character, but let's actually talk about In Good Company. So, the movie, I always read the plot on the back of the DVD. By the way, I did watch the full screen, for the full screen edition. Now, I'm going to read the plot right now. Dan Foreman, which is Dennis Quaid's character, is a loving husband, caring father, and star ad exec. But now, life is putting him through the ultimate test. Carter Duryea, Topher Grace, that's his character, a young hotshot half his age, has just become his boss, and to complete matters, Dan discovers Carter is dating his daughter, Scarlett Johansson. I don't know what her name is in the movie. And, well, the rest on the black back of here just tells you the critics and what they think. So let's dive into the movie. As I said, the plot on the back. There's not much. So, as said, right off the beginning of the film, we see Dan. Basically, he's a husband to a wonderful woman. So, it starts out with him getting up for the day, making a pot of coffee, and getting ready to head to work. So, he sees on the news that a man named Teddy K, played by an uncredited Malcolm McDowell. I'll also talk about his character as I go for the review. So now, Carter he's sort of a guy that's promoting all these children's toys. So right at the beginning, Carter is hey, I got this dinosaur phone. And the dinosaur phone is important. And basically, he says that kids should buy this and they'll see it in the stores and they'll love it. So now, basically, he's trying to get his gear in shape when he meets up with Quaid, who now Quaid's boss is now Topher Grace. So right off the bat, we also get Clark Gregg before Avengers, playing sort of another hotshot executive. Then we get a pre-Modern Family Ty Burrellis, who's Quaid's hotshot, not really hotshot manager, but employee at the office. So now the two of them meet each other. They form a bond, which is Carter and Dan. And Dan is all young and hip, and he gets a Porsche, but he's like so excited to drive a Porsche, and then lands into the truck, which that's like more. I feel like that's more slapstick and something that you would see in sitcom. So he slams in the car, and then the truck driver's like, jackass, and then he just drives off. It's absolutely hilarious. I think I laughed and got the hiccups over that. And it is just extremely, extremely hilarious. And that's what made that a ton of fun to see. So now, now he's there with a broken arm. Now his wife left him, and now he's trying to get his feet wet, and now he starts having a relationship with Scarlett Johansson, which Dan is not liking. Let's talk about also the receptionist played by Colleen Camp. For some reason, her character is result to just being an extra. Supposedly, but I watched the lead scenes, her character as a receptionist was supposed to have more dialogue, but unfortunately that was only in deleted scenes. It's the same thing I had when I reviewed Man on the Moon, where they had Judd Hirsch, and he had like no dialogue, but the lead scenes on the DVD of that movie, he did have dialogue. So I have no idea why the Wentz brothers left that out, but appears in the movie's receptionist to just be the receptionist, and you know. But yeah, it's really cool. I did cover a movie with Colleen Camp before, which was Greedy, and was really good in that. I have no clue why. I said again, I don't understand why, but there was a deleted scene where he's talking to, I believe his name is Miguel. Carter's talking to Miguel in the bathroom, and he's like saying that, don't listen to receptionists. That was in the deleted scene. That honestly should have been left in the movie. Those two deleted scenes should have been in the movie. All the other deleted scenes should be deleted because they're not that good. Still, regardless, again, pendulum swings. Yeah. Again, I love this movie. I don't hate this movie. I think it's very good. Is it as strong as About a Boy? Not really. But as I said before, Topher Grace is really good. I'll get to Malcolm McDowell's character in a little bit, but Topher Grace, you can tell he's ready to be a movie star, because at the time he was on the TV series That 70s Show. And again, when you're on a TV show, you don't have enough time to make movies. But this was his first big break into becoming a movie star. He wanted to become a movie star and leave television behind him. It's the same thing. I'm going to compare it to another actor, John Ritter. When he made a movie called Here at Large, he didn't have enough time to make movies, because when you're a star on a sitcom from that era, you don't have enough time to make movies. Topher Grace is the same thing, and I think with Topher Grace it works. Both actors are really good. Scarlett Johansson is good. This was after her voice work in the SpongeBob movie, which came out in 2004. This was released around, I believe, this was a December movie? I know it came out around that time. Might have been a December movie. Could have been November. I don't remember. I think it was a December movie. But yeah, let's talk about, I don't want to be too long on this review, but let's talk about Malcolm McDowell. He has an uncredited role as Teddy K, who's sort of like this big hotshot. He's like some hotshot businessman. So now he meets Carter, he meets Dan, and he's so excited to meet them. So now he talks about, he does this thing in the film. There's one scene I love, Topher Grace, it's pretty early, where he talks about people, let's do something about it. He does this with his hands, like that. I'll have to show you, maybe you might see a photo right here. He does this thing with his hands like that, and he gets these people, and now Dan thinks you're just embarrassed himself. I love the line where it's like, how's everybody's weekend? Oh, I'm sorry, I did something wrong. I'm sorry for mentioning that. There's also a scene where they order pizza and he dumps soda on Dan's jeans, like, look, Dan, I'm sorry. Look, Carter, the only person you should be doing is me. And that's pretty funny, because it's about dump soda on his jeans. Then he has to be shooted out, and he's like, thanks a lot. Everything is great. The dialogue is amazing. This was written by Paul Wentz, as I said. It was produced by, as I said, the Wentz brothers. They also made American Pie and About a Boy, which I did cover on the channel. So I'm not going to try to make this so long. His wife is really good. Turns out that his wife is actually pregnant. Oh, I forgot to mention Laura Tom plays an optometrist. That Dan and his wife are down at the optometrist because Dan's wife is pregnant. It comes at the very end, but not going to give away that ending. But it ends really good. It's a wonderful comedy. This almost reminds me of a movie from the golden age of comedies, like a Frank Capra or Howard Hawks. This movie feels like a Howard Hawks film. There's a movie similar to that. I don't know if it's the same thing, called His Girl Friday, which was a 1930s Columbia movie, directed by Howard Hawks. So it was produced and directed by Howard Hawks. I feel that movie's similar to this, that classic golden age comedy. And yeah, this movie is very, very well made. There's funny moments, there's sentimental moments. Is this a perfect movie? Not really, but it comes out at the end. The ending is really good. But again, I'm not going to give away how that ends. But the whole cast is good. Oh, I do like the line that Dennis Quaid said, where he calls, his daughter is calling, his youngest daughter is on the phone with a boyfriend, and he's all mad and grabs the phone and says, "Hi, is this somebody's boy, are you the boyfriend of my daughter? Yeah, do not give her drugs, do not give her weeds, or I will come after you." And it's absolutely hilarious. Quaid, you can tell Quaid is a guy that can do comedy. Topher Grace, talk about a star. The other movie I covered him in was Black Cake Klansman. That was the other movie I covered on the channel. Was that, but I feel like this is actually a second watch. I've seen this before and I thought it was a good comedy, but after watching the second time, it's really strong. I could probably say, yes, I can recommend In Good Company. Despite the many flaws, and despite some of the negativity, this movie is very well made. This, like I said, is this better than About a Boy? No, About a Boy to me just had more heart. This movie has heart, but has its own merits. I think for a movie that got Topher Grace footing into being a movie star and become a movie star, this is a year before Spider-Man 3, which he would go on to become Eddie Brock in that movie. But we all know that movie bombed and wasn't very good. This movie right here shows you how good of an actor Topher Grace is. He is just so much fun. There's a lot of funny moments. The performances, well, not perfect. I still think for the cast-wise, it's really, really good. Especially the scene where he's at the optometrist and he faints and the optometrist is checking him to make sure he's okay. That's the other scene. But I'm not going to stay too long on this. If you haven't seen In Good Company, check the film out. It's really good. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and rate In Good Company. I'm going to give In Good Company a 4 out of 5. I still think the movie is good for what it does, and I feel like the movie is a ton of fun. I think for a film like that, despite some minor nitpicks, I think the chemistry between all three of these stars are really good. And it shows you that, yes, Topher Grace is ready to become a movie star. He's so much fun. He actually delivers the movie. Oh, I forgot David Paymer was in it too, though. That's the other actor I forgot. He had a good moment too. Like, his scenes are good. Then, like I said, the dialogue is really good. And for a movie that came out in 2004 as a comedy from the director of About a Boy, well, one director from there. I don't want to forget this, but John M. Cho from Harold and Kumar appears in this movie in one scene. Frankie Faison appears in that scene with him, and which is funny enough because John M. Cho has a small role in a Paul Wentz directed film, which is also funny because last year he was in the Blumhouse film Afraid, which was directed by his brother Chris Wentz. So he was directed by both of the Wentzes. Pendulum swings, guys. I'm just going to use that term when I connect a movie to another movie. So yeah, I think that's really about it though. Like I said, check out About a Boy. It's really, really good. I don't want to be too long on the review, but yeah, this is definitely worth checking out and worth giving it a watch. So that's my review of About a Boy. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my video notifications so you don't miss a single video on what I post up. I do tons of videos like Hit UV and Vlog City and just a ton of content. I'm recording this tonight, so you might not see this uploaded until tomorrow. We'll see, depending upon how long I get the movie. done, not the movie, but how long I get the video done, is when I'll put the review up. Like I said, I'm on Letterboxd, guys, so you can check me out there. Tons of stuff I reviewed on the channel. Not really reviewed, but I rate the movie before I review the movie. I probably said that so many times, guys, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, so check out In Good Company. It's actually worth a watch. So that's it. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.